Understanding weather forecasts. What is a weather forecast? It is a statement saying what the weather will be like the next day or in the near future for a particular area. Why do we need to know about the weather? It gives us some idea of the temperature we can expect and what clothing we need to wear. Warm clothes for cold weather or cool clothing for warm weather. Rainy weather will make us decide whether we need an umbrella or raincoat or how we will transport ourselves to a different area. Forecasts of natural disasters like floods and droughts can prepare us and keep us safe. Forecasts will guide the type of activities we do on that particular day. Some sporting events need nice weather to take place. You're not going to go and have a picnic in the park if it's going to go and rain that day. How can we find out about the weather? Well, we can listen to audio. Audio like radio, the sound, listening to a radio presenter telling us what the weather will be. We can look at a newspaper, we can read. We can look at the written word. We can read what the weather will be like from a media source like a newspaper. Or we can watch television. Visual is what you see. We can see a weather forecast on the news on a television set. Understanding weather symbols. So if we have a look at the weather symbols on the screen, we have sunny skies, partly cloudy, cloudy, windy, thunderstorms, rain, fog, and snow. When you see these symbols on a weather chart, you will not see the words next to them, but you will understand what they mean. So if we have a look at the map of South Africa, we have the temperatures and we have the place names. If we have another look at the map of South Africa, on this map we have the temperatures plus we have the different symbols. So if we have a look at Kimberley, what type of weather will Kimberley have that day? Yes, Kimberley will have sunny skies. If we have a look at Richards Bay, what type of weather will Richards Bay have that day? If you have a look clearly, you will see a little raindrop just beneath the clouds. So they will be having rain. What about East London? What type of weather will they be having? If you have a look clearly, there's a cloud and a sun. And if you go back to the first little chart that says weather symbols, you will see that that means partly cloudy. Why are there two temperatures on this map below Cape Town? There's one in blue and there's one in red. What do you think they mean? Well, the one in blue means it's the minimum temperature that is in blue. This is the lowest temperature for the area on that day. So on that particular day, Cape Town will be experiencing a minimum temperature or the lowest temperature of 10 degrees Celsius. What do you think the red temperature means then? Yes, the red temperature means that's the maximum temperature. This is in red. This is the highest temperature for the area on that day. So George will be experiencing a temperature of 18 degrees Celsius. That is the highest temperature that they will be having. Now looking at these maps and looking at the weather symbols, do you think you could complete the worksheet on your own? So using the information above, read the weather report on page 54 of the textbook and answer the questions 1 to 5. Study and discuss the weather chart on page 56 of the textbook. You will see there are symbols there too for you to practice. Complete the questions on page 56 of the textbook. Once you've done all of this, there is extra practice for Tuesday's work. You will see that in the DBE book on page 70 and 71, there is a map of South Africa. I'm now going to go to the next slide for you to have a look. If you have a look at this particular slide, this is your DBE book, page 70 and 71. You will see that there is a key for weather symbols. So you will need to find out what the weather symbols on the map of South Africa are. Then you will need to have a look at their minimum and maximum temperatures. So if we quickly do one together, if we have a look at the Western Cape, that is where we live, what is the minimum temperature for that particular day? And what is the maximum temperature? Now on this map, they are not shown in blue or red, but rather one is on top and the other one is on the bottom. So the one on top is the lower one, so that is the lowest temperature for the day. So in the Western Cape, it is 20 degrees Celsius. The highest temperature in the Western Cape for that day is 31 degrees Celsius. What type of weather is the Western Cape going to experience on that day? Have a look at the weather symbol. Then go to the key and see what it means. A full sun means that it's going to be sunny that day. Once you have practiced looking at this map and looking at the weather symbols, I want you to go to the next page. You are going to fill in the names of the provinces, which is very good practice for geography, and then you are going to write down what type of weather that province is having for the day. You will need to look carefully at the symbols and at the temperatures and at the wind. Once you have completed this table, you will need to do the graph at the bottom of page 71 and answer the questions which follow.